Welcome back to the GG.Bet Cologne Invitational Grand Final. We're on the second map of this series. We just seen Liquid win 16-8 against G2 on their map pick. So we're on to Nuke, the second map of the series, and this is where G2 should start to feel a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah, no, they definitely should see more out of them. Not to say that they looked completely lost on Overpass by any means. Again, a fair few close rounds that could have swung their way and obviously would have given the match a bit of a different look. But I think overall, the best team won on Overpass. So we'll see what that means for Nuke. I think this is a map where both teams have had their ups and downs on it. Obviously, it's a map that actually both teams go to a lot as of late. G2, we saw them play it twice recently. I think, well, Dallas being one of them, when they had a pretty ugly loss, I should say, to ENCE.
Yeah.
Probably not what they want to have in mind going into this one, but, you know, it's not like Liquid are perfect on this either, as we've seen already in this invitation, and already, you know, in matches leading up to this point too.
Yeah, and that loss being against Team Spirit, not exactly what people expected. When you see a best of one, you see Liquid versus Team Spirit in the opening matchup. You're like, okay, this one's gonna be very quick, but it looked like it was gonna go that way, right? And then,
11-4 T-side half on Liquid, and they were literally just running everywhere. Stewie just found himself doing whatever he wanted, finding openings left and right, more or less dismantling Spirit completely. Swap things over onto the CT side, and everything just becomes a mess. Spirit players winning out some pretty crucial clutches, and I guess Liquid getting a little bit careless. But they did have a bit of a bounce-back game versus No Chance, winning that 16-4. So that, I guess, would have restored some sort of confidence. And one thing that we've seen for Team Liquid in both of those games has been that their T-sides have been extremely quick. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out versus G2. But here we go. They're going to start on the CT side now, though, so we'll see if their defense is going to be better than what it was versus Spirit.
Well, they get the hard part of the way, right? So that's the good part for Liquid here. Naf is going to be staying up towards Under Heaven. Just waiting to see players cross over. Smoke comes in towards outside. The follow-up as well. Safe passage is granted, but there's a gap in the smoke. And so Naf is getting info that no one has crossed just yet. So Nitro under a lot of pressure, but it's Jack picking up the first kill and the second. So G2 with a two-man advantage. It puts Stewie 2K, Twist, and Elise in a difficult position as Elise unable to get anything just yet, and he has been finished off by Kenny S. This is looking excellent from G2 in the pistol. And Stewie and Twist are left alone. Stewie's just going to sit in towards the B-bomb site, finally connecting a headshot. First blood drawn for Liquid. And G2 are going to back off a little bit. They want to go up towards A, where Lucky has sourced the info that it's empty. So G2 making it a safe call, you know, bringing the bomb back over towards A, getting it planted. They don't want to make any mistakes.
Yeah, no reason to mess around with this kind of scenario. Your own map pick, you want to get off to a hot start, especially T-side. I mean, even though we're seeing more and more teams thrive on the offensive side of Nuke, want to really put the pressure on the CTs. Jax.
What a pistol run from
him. Nicely handled by one of the newcomers on the side of G2. I guess if you can still call them newcomers.
I think they're just the newest, right?
Yeah, well, now Omnic is even newer, right?
Yeah.
But I guess in all things, well, it depends on what kind of context you put it under, right?
Yeah. Well,
Pro CS, fairly new still.
One of the latest additions to G2.
Yes, there we go. Nicely done. So eloquent. And yeah, Jax with 4 kills. That is definitely what G2 wanted to set things going. Now they need to make sure they don't bungle things up and lose to a force buy out of Liquid, because they have invested into this round.
Yeah, well, you just seen your odds from GG.Bet, so make sure you head on over there to have, well, test your luck against this, because I think pretty clearly Team Liquid are the favorites in the matchup, but G2 have definitely shown some promise. So will be Amanek making his way towards Stewie, who has picked him up with a scout. And so they need to be careful here, because he could definitely do a lot of damage with this, as Twist has picked up another one before falling. Jax gets him on the Mac 10, but still, the damage has been done. It's a 2v4, and Elise might just get another kill here. Goes for the shot, lands it, no scope. That's some Call of Duty stuff right there. And Shox is going to be into the 1v3. A nice attempt with the 2 kills, but it will not happen.
All Elise was missing was the 360.
Yeah.
And that spiraled out of control quickly for G2. Twist picking up 2 frags somehow with the ZZ as they came out of HUT. It felt like it was pretty, well, decently set up strategy from the side of G2, having Omnic kind of clear out the bottom part of it. As soon as he notices that there's 2 players on the bottom side, pretty easy decision for G2 to move towards that upper bomb site. Just not being able to find trades quick enough. And yeah, Jax kind of getting flustered, going for the bomb plant before he lets the Molotov just start doing its work. Ends up being the demise of G2. So long, that good start. Ooh. And, well, they're not finding the same kind of luck as Liquid did, at least initially. Omnic makes it way down the fence.
He's follow. Yeah, he just wanted to get that. You know, okay, you're not staying around there much longer. Bomb's gone. Amanek at least picks up a leash, who I don't think was aware there could be a second player close by. So
yeah, probably should have noticed though, considering Amanek was the one to find the opening kill for G2, but nonetheless, they seem to have stabilized. Bomb has been down. It's under the control of G2 players. There's only 8 bullets left on Amanek, and he's got to go down before that even becomes an issue. So 3 players surviving on Team Liquid. Much better control on their anti-eco than what we saw out of G2. And the North Americans steadily moving closer to a spot in Germany.
Yeah, you start to sort of picture the storylines that'll be there at Cologne. You know, we get to see if the battle for the #1 spot between Team Liquid and Astralis, one of the few tournaments we'll see it this year so far, playing against each other again. So many of the Grit finals against each other in the in 2018, but Astralis had their number. Perhaps it's time for Team Liquid to step up and want to get that chance, and this run's looking pretty easy for them as Stewie is racking up the cash.
Yeah. Ramming in towards...
Oh, this one is interesting.
Well, doesn't really pan out. Elish apparently has been fooled by that before.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen again. As G2 finally get an option or get a chance to buy up here. Put some pressure back onto Team Liquid. And I think if G2 wants to get this done, if they want to have a shot at staying in this fight, they need to do so early. Not let Liquid go on a big run. We saw what happened on Overpass. That got out of control a little bit too soon. I mean, as valiant of a fight they put up, it's just not good enough when you're going up against a team of Liquid's caliber.
Well, Kenny playing close towards outside, although Nitro... Oh, no. Kenny turns around at the right time. Nitro finished off. Man advantage is there for G2.
Oh, still takes a significant amount of damage there, though, from the random spam from Garage. Lee's still in a forward position as well. So that could actually allow Naf to fall back down towards Heaven. Still going to have the possibility to close off any sort of angles in towards Secret. Twist playing from Robin. There we go. Yeah, Naf already making the rotation, and that's going to be a solid nade. Still, though, it's lucky to get the kill. Twist is not able to get more than one, but Elise just made the rotation in through main, through the smoke. Nets himself 3 kills. Might even get a 4th, down to 5 HP, but it's not like Kenny's feeling too healthy either. Bombs drop down outside of vents too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hard angle to clear there for Kenny S, and Stewie is ready and waiting.
Yeah, it's so difficult when you're walking out of that hut, though, and there could be a player right above you. And you're kind of like, well, I don't know what angle to check. I either check Heaven or directly above me. And it's so hard to check once you commit to that vertical angle. You can't really flick back to any other angles.
Yeah, no, it really is. Here we are as we move on out into the 6th round. This is going to be an eco round on the side of G2, so while we see how that unfolds, you guys at home can head over to csgo.net and use the code Cologne to get 30% more on your balance, and also the chance of actually winning some cool skins. And also big shout out to GG.Bet, named partner obviously of the GG.Bet Cologne Invitational.
Does make sense. It really does.
It all adds up, and that's what we like to see. And so far, G2 have been able to add 1-on-1 together in an equal trade towards ramp. Kenny has gone down, but they managed to drag Stu with them in the fall. Not really too much damage taken outside of the death on Kenny, but only an auto shotgun gathered. Shox much rather wants to go to work with the Deagle.
Yeah, this is actually looking pretty good for G2. You know, they've picked up a couple of kills. The problem is the weapon they've managed to salvage off of one of the Liquid players is an XM, so...
Not ideal.
Yeah.
Don't want to go out yard with that. It seems like they actually want to move back towards ramp, where Lucky's been sitting around for quite some time. Elise actually might find the worst timing to actually do something about this, and yep, that's what it's going to be like. Opts in for the wrong place at the wrong time. Lucky's going to find that. That's an AK salvaged as well. We'll see, though, what Nav can do. He's going to find Lucky immediately, though, so AK out of play. Bomb as well. Just like that, Liquid cleaned things up from a 2v4 to a 2v0. what was looking so nice for G2 there. Just really gets trounced by the fact that you don't have the utility to smoke off these doors and openings. Try to get a bomb plant down safely. Liquid bounce back immediately.
So G2 AWP available as Shox has dropped that and over towards Kenny S. And they'll have all the utility they could want and the AK-47. So this is going to be the full-fledged buy from G2. First kind of gauntlet throw from them as well as Team Liquid. They're going to have to try and deal with this. It'll be Kenny S heading towards outside immediately, looking for a player to drop. That's an opportunity, not quite picked up. And Twist will throw the grenade on in. Lucky survives on 1 HP. Incredible stuff. He's basically got away by the skin of his teeth. He'll start to make his way over towards Radio. It's actually a trophy room right now, so perhaps starting to look like Astralis' bedroom. And we'll be Stewie sitting back on the radio. There's one kill onto Amanek. Naf able to get one as well. The only kill coming through was from Lucky, and he was on 1 HP. So finished off by Elige. Twist able to get it done as well, leaving Shox into the 1v4. So not looking great for his chances here, but you know, Shox has got so much skill. Beautiful one tap over towards Naf. It wasn't a headshot, but Naf was incredibly low. So he just used the one bullet, and Twist will catch Shox out. So 6-1 here for Team Liquid.
Yeah, Team Liquid seemingly stabilizing now. And a pause comes in. You'd have to imagine that's G2 wanting to talk things over. Not able to find those clean openings or quick trades to allow them onto bomb sites. Liquid just feeling pretty good about themselves and how they stand on Nuke CT side, at least for the time being. And G2 opening up with that pistol. We're looking primed to get off to a hot start. It's really just been put to an end. We did say we were expecting a bit of a better showing from G2 than what we did on Overpass. Still, obviously, a lot of CS left to be played, but it is a bit of a worrying trend when we see Liquid eke out round after round. Even when you have a bit of an advantage on the side of G2, that 4v2, obviously something that they would have liked to grab with them further. There we go, though. New buy round in. Mac 10 on Amanek. No AWP on Kenny.
Yeah, you want to get that AWP in the hands of Kenny as much as possible, and you know, not really having the funds to do it. G2 definitely struggle a little bit on that front. Stewie toss a grenade in towards the ramp. Doesn't really amount to too much. Naf starts to make his way through secret stairs, and one player up on top of Silo. Naf peeks beyond it, but no one up there giving away the position just yet. But here comes the smokes towards outside. Naf just sitting here with the AWP. No one coming his way, so that's a lot of info to his team. Yes, the smokes may have bloomed, but no one's coming towards it. No one's capitalizing just yet. And when they do, Naf picks them off. Shox hits the deck. Stewie wants to make his way in, but there's two players in trophy room, and Stewie gets them both. Grid transfers, leaving Jackson Kenny S on their own, and Elige deals with him easily. This is definitely not looking great for G2.
Really just goes from bad to worse if you're a G2 right now. And my biggest worry for them is that if they already have a pretty one-dimensional T side and they've been shut down as badly as they have, and in a round like that, when going with something super cookie cutter, they might not have more ideas as to what they want to do. They simply have to rely off of individuals being able to win out duels, find them opening kills.
And they haven't been doing that either, so.
Exactly. So what is the go-to move for G2? You can have all the timeouts in the world, but you've still got to be able to perform and follow through on whatever ideas you come up with.
So at least they're showing that they're not entirely desperate. They're going to keep some money in the bank, which is good to see. It will be Elige and Twist getting the kills between them. And again, yet another brick wall play here from Team Liquid. Amanek has slipped through a crack in it, though, and he's got on towards the B-bomb site.
Yeah, he's going to get a bomb plant here. That's going to be perfectly fine for G2. Plenty of money for the next round then. Stewie will eventually get him, but mission accomplished on the side of Amanek. There we have it.
So that's 8 in a row for Liquid.
8 in a row, and we're seeing more activation, more or less, out of Twists than what we saw in the first map as well. Could be a little bit hit and miss every now and again, but it's had more to do, really, here on the inner bomb side of Nuke. That's a good sign for Team Liquid as well. Everybody able to contribute, which I guess is pretty par for the course for this team. Now here we go though. Buy round in, and Jax has decided not to buy utility. A lot of them have decided not to buy utility.
Interesting. So they decide to run outside with no smokes, and that's what happens. Two kills come in. Shock's trying to pull it back, but it's only the one. And G2, that was a bit of a questionable player, I have to say. But
yeah, I don't know really. We talked about running out of IDs, but I don't know if you can call that an ID even. Yeah. Okay then. Well, the French keep on scouring the map for openings.
That's one of those exact sort of things we were talking about, taking the path that many do not choose. And this is the reason, you know?
Yes.
People don't want to walk this path.
Well, they're walking into a path straight into Stewie's crosshair. Kenny's going to get the reply. So it is a 2v3 situation. That is doable by all means. I mean, there is definitely avenues as well to be taken advantage of. Right now, ramp room is open. Could send them under heaven. Instead, they decide to move out towards the yard, where nobody from Team Liquid is currently holding. They have Twist tucked into a corner on the end of their bomb site behind the vent, or I guess the old vent. Nav hanging out. It's Stork's control room. And Nitro by the double boxes next to Hut. Problem here for G2 if they move in towards the upper bomb site is obviously dealing with the potential crossfire. We'll see how that pans out.
This could be a great kill from Shox, though, playing contact towards Twist. No answer from Nitro, and Shox may have just pulled this back on his own. Last man standing is Naf coming back in, and that's the problem there. Liquid really had no information on the A-bomb side. Both of them just kind of hiding behind a wall.
Naf trying to retake with an op, and well, that's been spotted out. Kenny still misses the shot and gets sniped. All right then. All right then. Needs to clean things up. Things got quite silly in that round, all things considered.
Yeah. So
started off with the no wall of smokes secret dive, which obviously didn't pan out, and then again, you rely heavily on one man to bail you out.
Oh, so he knows he hit the shot. That's why I went for the knife. That's pretty cool. I like that.
It's just a man's man.
Yeah. Well, he knows Kenny S has rattled off a shot, so he's not going to be ready for another shot real quick. So
yeah,
makes the right call. And that's sort of like a split-second decision that just needs to come naturally to you.
Absolutely. It also gives him a fair chunk of money, which is pretty helpful. Silo Molotov has been put down already. That's going to deny any sort of quick movement from the French. Slowing things down. Having to play somewhat methodically. Stu.
This is just a patience game at this point.
This is one thing that Stu has been doing for the longest time. You'll notice that he never ever quick switches between weapons. He just kind of nudges his crosshair up and down. And that is actually straight up just to, if you're holding a set angle for longest of times, it's very easy to kind of just get your eyes glazed and just zone out from whatever's going on in front of you. And obviously you lose a bit of snappiness to your reaction time. And most people deal with that by quick switching, getting a change of scenery pretty much, like to refocus your eyes. But obviously we've seen plenty of people actually quick switch into their death as a result of it. So Stewie's alternative way of going about it is actually pretty smart, but you don't see a lot of players do it. Yeah,
because I think when he first started doing it and started getting noticed, a lot of people thought it was some sort of like cheat or something.
Yeah, exactly. You know, people are going to be paranoid about most things, especially with a guy like Stewie who's jumping through smokes and doing all kinds of weird stuff. But no, it's just a way to keep himself prepared. We'll see how prepared he can be about Amanek making his way down with the secret. A lot of real estate here for G2 to work with. They're going to smoke outside. They should be able to get a bomb plant here without too much of an issue, actually.
Well, Nitro and Elise are still getting kills. The bomb will get planted for G2. They've got to face a two-man deficit, though. So they have to get into their post-plant positions very quickly indeed. Luckily, they have got the bomb planted. 3 players remaining have all got high HP, so Team Liquid retaking this one. Yes, you still got to favor them, but G2 could get the kills and pull it right back. And there they go with the first attempt. It's going to be Elise with a headshot on the Amanek. Looking back for more, and Shox cannot get the headshot connected. All onto Lucky, 1v5, tapping away, and he will be finished off. That's another round on the board for Liquid. G2 cannot put 2 together.
Yeah, that was a bit of an oopsie moment from Shoxy there. Definitely should have been able to take down Elise. Just things not going the way of G2 right now. They're having much harder of a time here on the T side than you would have expected from their own map pick. Liege off to a hot start. 14-1-5 to his name. Stewie 11-0-6. Shoxy, as we saw, I guess not too surprisingly with that 4K round at the top of the scoreboard for G2. There we go.
Oh.
Run boosted in to get a little bit quicker. Oh, actually gets past the angle as well. And if it hadn't been for Kenny S having Shoxy's back there, that could have been a very easy kill for Team Liquid to start off the round.
It's happened a few times, Shox and Kenny S just acting like each other's bodyguards.
That's what you get from playing together for so long. It's like sensing that something's up. His friend is in danger.
Oh, that's not a great flash.
It really isn't, but might do the trick in order to get out. He's going to make his passage safely back. Swap around guns with Kenny. And on we go. Man advantage G2. They haven't been able to do a whole lot whenever they've gotten an opening. In all honesty, they've been having a bit of a struggle regardless of what kind of situation they've been put in. And Nap is really going for this challenge.
He kept going back. Never wanted to fall away from that one. I think it was on the third time of asking he eventually connected, but still, advantage sides with G2. 45 seconds remaining. Twist still holds the A bomb site. Stewie locking it out towards Yard, but Jax has already got through, and so Twist has to go huge here. Almost nuclear as they come in towards him. He looks towards main, spots one player. He will drop him, and that's Jax hitting the deck. A couple more needed here from Twist. He's going to try, but cannot pick up that second kill, even though he drops Amanek low, and Stewie unaware. Picked off, and so Nav has to pull off the 1v2 spot inside the vent, and G2 will get another one. Liquid and G2 are starting this back and forth affair.
It really is. Jax having the key kill on Liege out there in Yard, allowing him to get in towards main, as we see the updated bets from GG.Bet. Updated odds, I should say. 1.06 in odds of Liquid winning this map,
yes.
And while they're up 9-3, so that is kind of understandable. 7.7 in odds of G2, bringing it back on their own map pick.
In a way, that's the odds for going to Cologne. So
yeah, it really is. I mean, Liquid, they win out this. They're booking their tickets to Germany. And I guess many people will get the assumed winner to make it through. It's Stu. Yeah, he's going to find the angle onto Shox. Just a little bit slow around the corner. And, whoa. A little bit of an explosive package sent the direction of Naf.
Yeah, it's not with thanks from Kenny S.
That's definitely true. We're going to work their way forward out in Yard as well now. Equal numbers on both sides. At least thinking about the idea of pushing aggressively on ramp here. Could definitely find a timing as we see the rest of the G2 squad actually rotating out towards Yard, and that's actually when Liege makes his move forward. This could be a big disaster waiting to happen. Well, Sui's going to actually nab that kill from Nitro. So they know that there's two players around, but G2 are still stuck in that same situation where they don't really have anywhere to go from this point on. How do they deal with Stu? How do they deal with any of the Liquid players currently placed around either Secret or potentially up on Silo? That's the lead. The backstab finally comes through, and it's already wasted a fair bit of time from G2. Oh, Stu, that's not what you plan to do.
That's a little bit unfortunate because now he doesn't know where he can peek.
Yeah,
so he's
just going to drop off it. Oh,
hello. Oh, well, that works. That's definitely a little bit of a silver lining, and Stewie finishes off the job. Unfortunate for Amanek, you have to say.
Yeah, not the ideal situation. I don't think anyone could expect expect him to do that. She was very quick about it as well. The flick up on to Amanek and stair. Well, stairs, I say. Let's ladder. Well, that's going to net Team Liquid double digits, 10. And it really feels like it's just not meant to be for G2 the way it's working out right now. They're trying their hardest, and I mean, timing just won't have it for them.
You can't really do too much. Amanek was making the right play, flanking up, and then Street falls off. Like, there's not much you can do for Amanek there.
There you go. Naf wildly spraying into the smoke. It's going to find Shox off the back of a meaty nade, too. He's going to hear all of this. He's going to be running behind, isn't he?
Oh, this could work really well for Naf, but he's actually just going to stay. Okay, so makes the right call. He has a Liege here, so he's going to play passive. A Liege has to go nuclear though. He sprays away, and big whiff from him, but Stewie will step up. Kill coming into Jax. He's looking for another one as well, but he's taking damage. And Amanek, he's got his number. Knights are able to trade back, and it's again the advantage for Liquid. Although Kenny S is still alive, and that's the kill towards Ramp. Naf has been picked off. And Amanek and Kenny S, they're holding on to the bomb site, and Kenny's got himself another one. It's on Twist to try and stop this from happening, and they know where he is. He cannot quite deny Kenny S from getting towards the back of the bomb site, and Kenny S peeks through. A big individual performance from him that gives another chance to G2.
Very, very true. I mean, if G2 are going to be able to, well, somewhat salvage this T side by having individuals step up each and every individual round, then, well, so be it.
Yeah.
It hasn't been the strategies that's carried them. That hasn't necessarily been the total game plan. It's been off the back of big rounds for individuals. Started off with a pistol, Jax with 4 kills, Shocks obviously with the clutch scenario where he gets 4, and now Kenny balls out on his own.
Lee's showing a little bit of aggression here. He wants to get close and personal with a FAMAS. He's pushed up towards red. Multiple players on G2 on the other end of it, starting to make their way towards Yard. Might just head their way towards Secret very quickly, but Elige can come in from behind. This needs to be perfect. There's the first kill. He was behind red as well to cover himself off, and he might get another. There it is from Elige. Great stuff here. He's pretty much stopped G2 from having a chance towards outside, and it might just be the round over here as Nitro's got another one. Jax will take away Twist, but still a long and windy road to go.
Yeah, that road ends for Lucky as he walks into Stewie's auto shotgun. Jax getting tagged up as well. Noise has been made. They know where he is. There's no way he's getting out of this one, and I'm willing to guarantee that.
Yeah. Okay. We've had a couple of risky ones today.
Yeah, we have had a fair few go in our faces. But Jax, surely not. All right, that's the first one. That's the second one. Well, okay.
Really, the caster's curse coming
in? Yeah, no, it is really coming true, isn't it?
Oh, that was really close, though.
Nitro does save it for me. Thank God.
There we go, Nitro. Brings it back to reality.
Yeah, I will say, though, that would have been a magnificent way to, again, kind of prove the point of G2 more or less only getting rounds off of individual performances.
Yeah.
And it also would have been really good for G2 to have that 5th round moving into the second half.
Yeah.
They really need everything they can get. That was a bit of a rough experience for them. As you can see, not a single round strung together in a row, or not multiple rounds strung together for G2 off of that first half. Yeah. So Liquid's economy never really in dire straits. Just a pretty straightforward half for them, and they had issues with the CT side earlier on, so here we go.
Ooh, nice start from Shocks, I have to say, for G2. They've got the man advantage, although Elige, here's Amanek, drop from the vent. Goes for the burst into his face, and Twist able to take away Jax, who did have the hero play in the previous pistol here on Nuke, but will not get a say in this one. It's all onto Shocks. He started it off well, but it looks as though Liquid will be finding themselves their 12th unless Shocks pulls off a hero play. Very cool on that first one. Calm and collected. Can he find any more? He's up towards control room. He'll look towards the door. There's another one, an opportunity given to him, but they know exactly where he is, and really doesn't have a whole lot of time to play with here. And Stewie off towards ramp, picks him up 12-4. And you were saying how Team Liquid have had such a strong T side here on Nuke, and how they've been so quick, so it's not really a grit sign for them.
Yeah, no, that's pretty much par for the course for them as we see the updated odds from GG.Bet. Well, Liquid pretty much, in the eyes of GG.Bet, guaranteed to win this at this stage. G2, they're slumping further and further down, 11.79 in odds of them winning it from this stage on, and bringing us to a third. Keep in mind, if Liquid win this, they're all set. They're ready for Cologne after a tumultuous road. First declining an invite, then deciding that maybe we want to go after all. Having to play through an invitational that hasn't necessarily been easy for them either.
No, they had some very scary matchups against some of the CIS teams in particular. Fours gave them a hard battle. We maybe thought there was a chance that Fours could even take it in the end, and unfortunately the technical issues come into play. Who knows? There might be a world in which Fours actually make it to Cologne.
Would have been quite the fairy tale, wouldn't it? Now, though, G2 hoping for a little bit of a fairy tale story themselves. Maybe they can find something. Stewie's going to clear out Lucky, and all the aggression from Secret. Already been spotted out. Twist takes a wider angle. Molotov comes down to chase. They don't know how many people were down there, actually, and Shock's just going to take the advantage of that to sneak around. CT red, which I guess is CT blue now. But nonetheless, bomb goes down. And away we go. After plant scenario. No diffuse kits on the side of G2, so obviously there's a bit of a time-pressing issue.
Yeah, and the fact they've only got USPs as well, really no chance here. Nitro's just defending one of the guns. He's using that as bait, hoping someone tries to come and take it, but they're both going to come in from heaven here. Twist gets both, so easy peasy. Last man alive is Jackson, 10 HP. He manages to get one onto Nitro, but he will fall. 13-4 here for Liquid, only 3 away from reaching Cologne.
We'll see if they can do it in a clean fashion. There's no doubt that they're going to have the money to buy up here and look good doing it on the side of G2. Again, Kenny have to go to that silent stem 4. No money for an op. Auto shotgun on Amanek, and well, we got 2 Molotovs at least, so that could be used for the inner bomb site to prevent any sort of upper rushes. We'll see how this goes. Team Liquid are so fast during their T-sides earlier on in this invitational. We'll see if they keep it up. Stewie oftentimes leading the charge.
It's quite a difficult player to deal with, Stewie. Can be everywhere and nowhere at the same time. Kind of give the position where he is, and suddenly he'll appear somewhere else. Very difficult to keep track of, and G2 are going to have to make sure that they do keep track of that. As Kenny's going to be blinded off the angle. Spot one crossover towards Garage. Doesn't really know how many are there, though, and Elige goes back and able to take the kill. So advantage there for Team Liquid. Shox looks to try and pick him off, and there's the trade. So Elige does hit the deck eventually. That's into a 4v4. Stewie still towards the hell area. Amanek with the auto shotgun. That's going to be a kill from Lucky as he takes away Naf. Another man advantage is on the CT side. Team Liquid have lost that. There's a good chance for G2 to maybe be able to step into this one again, you know, try and get a few runs on the board. Try to feel a little bit more confident about themselves, but Stewie might just try and end that. Is he still coming in from heaven? He might just be able to pull this one back. Player just sitting off towards the vents, just in front of that squeaky door. Also got one pushing through ramp here on G2. It's Lucky, the Og, trying to catch out Stewie. Not exactly picking it up, but Shox will eventually find it. So Nitro and Twist, the last 2 players remaining for Liquid. And now only Nitro. UMP versus 4. Let's see what he can get done here. And it's absolutely nothing. Lucky takes him away. And another one here for G2.
Yeah, surviving with 4 players to boot. Means that they're going to be able to drop for Kenny. Can still rebuy utility and whatnot. It's a pretty good feeling on the side of G2. Not a whole lot has been going their way, but might be the turning point right here. They need to have an exceptional CT half in order to bring this back, but it all starts here. Liquid back on an eco. Or a bit of a half buy, I should say, and they have bought into a couple of Deagles, like Kevlar on Twist as well. Okay then, Kenny not fine-tuning his aim just in time, so Stu's going to find that early on.
Again, some great skills being shown by Shox. He will eventually get picked off, and Twist has got one of the Deagle. Lucky stepping up with 2 kills, and Nitro, the last man standing. 1 versus 3, and he is finished as well. So Lucky gets that. There'll be another round on the board for G2. Really, Liquid's money is still not in a great position right now. So with the buffer, they could probably just, you know, go for another Deagle buy here. Just allow G2 to get another one on the board, and then hopefully when you have the good buy, you can start to close things out. But they've decided to go for the purchase.
They have, and it's a bit of a weird one. Well, not everyone has actually committed to it. It's only Elige, actually.
Yeah, so Hero AK.
Hero AK and another group of Deagles. Well, who knows? Maybe he has something special in store for us. Instead, it's going to be Naf and Twist to run into Amanek just wildly. Stewie feeds himself into Shox. So I'm not really sure what the game plan here was with the the half buy and 2 the AK, but we will never know. Might have been an F1 issue, right? Like the auto buy coming in, who knows?
Well, that's just left Elige in one of the stickiest situations he's been in so far. He goes for the utility and a P250 while the rest of his team can get a buy-in, so that is definitely awkward.
Yeah, it's not difficult to see Liquid do that kind of a thing either, so kind of have to assume that something is up with that. Nonetheless, so it means 7 rounds for G2. 13 to the name of Liquid. Now we'll see, though, if he can fight back. We'll say it seems like the tempo, at least in buy rounds, has been slowed down a little bit from Team Liquid. They might try to push that up again now, and yeah, that's definitely the case.
Oh, no. Twist burning the fire a little bit, but still stays alive. Grenade comes in and drops him to 41, but they tried to send Elysian with a P250 to get the info, but it doesn't matter. Shorts is picked up too. Jax holds the A-bomb site well, and that is it all falling apart for Team Liquid. That's 4 runs in a row now for G2.
Yeah. But at least wish he had an AK now.
Yeah, definitely. Well, at this point, they have to just either upgrade pistols or don't buy anything.
Yeah. Again, they're getting to the point where loss bonus is going to be so significant that they can't afford to buy deagles. Potentially even light Kevlar too. Let's see though, it's going to be nades though. So I'm curious to see where they're going to put that. Maybe they blow up the door and then have 3 nades coming in. There we go, at least 2. Not going to do significant damage to Shock, so has made it far enough in. Kenny, first one to open things up.
Twist finished off as well, and G2 building up a little bit of momentum here. Jax with another few great kills, and Stewie is on his own into the 1 versus 5, Deagle in hand, and Lucky will get another one on the board for G2, who are currently only 1 away from double figures. And sort of, when you see that scoreline, you go, okay, 13-10, this is definitely possible.
Oh no, absolutely.
It is their pick, of course.
Just kind of creep up on Liquid. Might be getting into the situation where you feel like, you know, 14th and 15th round will come. Just those who wait, you know, don't wait in vain. But before they know it, G2 could be right on their tail, and we'll see if that's going to be the case. Starts here, at least, with winning another buy round. Tempo from Liquid. Still relentless here now. Definitely wanting to keep it high. So Twist down here has multiple options. Can either swing around towards Secret to see if he can deal with somebody from the outside area from that kind of an angle. Could also obviously move up towards ramp and see if he can catch a rotation. Kenny's is already downstairs though. And more and more the Oppers, especially Oppers, have started using that position a whole lot when they're doing rotations down towards lower. But it's also a wall bangable spot. That is something that you need to keep in mind. This is a little bit safer on the side of Kenny.
Still under a lot of pressure, though.
And there you see, actually, the wall bang coming through.
Yeah, so he's moved just at the right time. Kenny's got back to safety. Looks towards the double doors. It's swung wide open. Kenny will be taken away by Elise, so he doesn't get a single chance. It'll be a 5v4 here. Naf getting another one, so G2's chances just slowly slipping through their fingers here as Team Liquid looking to try and take 14. Went on a bit of a losing patch, but they've managed to salvage it back. And now Shocks and Lucky are into a 2v5. Money's no problem at this point for the CT side, but perhaps winning this will be, so might as well just try and get a couple of frags here onto Liquid.
Yeah, very nicely done by Liquid there as well. You can tell, Elise, I'm pretty sure Elise is the one to actually spam through the vents. Doesn't get any sort of connections on his vent spam. So when he actually opens up the door, he's just very adamant, or like if there's ever going to be anyone to really mess with them on side, he has to be in a certain position. Very easy to pre-fire, and you can see how quickly he goes down. Kenny doesn't even have time to react to anything.
Yeah, especially if he does damage through the wall bang. That's the position you're generally going to fall back to, right, as well?
Yeah. Just like process of elimination for Elige there, working out really nicely. 14 rounds for Team Liquid. Speaking of elimination, G2 might be just that. Looking at it. Kenny, well, finds Stewie. Is that through the smoke as well? Might be. Nitro on the other end, though. He's going to catch, well, should have caught,
yeah.
Lucky by surprise, but Twist is there to right his wrong. Kenny is sent out of heaven as well.
Comes back to those should've, could've, and would'ves.
Fair few of those.
On plant coming in from Naf. Liquid looking to try and just hold on to this as GT are looking for any sort of way back in towards this site. Twist still sit below Heaven, using the smoke as cover, but eventually will fade, and so his cover will be disappearing very shortly, and there it is. Twist not just waiting in the open. Waiting for a peek from Heaven, has enough trust in his teammates to be aware of him, but coming on through, great flashbang. Jax descends upon him, but Naf is able to reply. He's looking for a little bit more here, but he eventually will get caught as well. All on a leash to try and make this happen as Shox taps the bomb, he bits him into the open, and Shox going for the defuse. Is there enough time for this? Right down the final second, and in just literally milliseconds in that. So G2, they do win the round, and Team Liquid, again, it's so close, but yet so far from that point.
Well, and G2 are creeping closer. We talked about how they needed an improved CT side. They've definitely started showing some footing here. 6 out of the last 5 going to the French. They're going to need to keep it up as well. Still money on the side of Liquid to buy up here. You can see a very healthy buy. All the utility they could have wanted. Even a Krieg in there on a Liege. And again, down the vent we go. At least attempt to. Almanac and Shock makes quick work of that attempt from Team Liquid, so he's going to find Lucky, but already he's all by his lonesome. 1v5 has to be the dream, but not going to be the case.
Yeah. The sort of call there for Liquid is probably like, all right, let's just end this. Let's just try and go fast to the vent, but couldn't quite make it happen. And so this is where Team Liquid will get another buy through. Fully fleshed, they've got everything they could possibly want, the utilities available to them, and this is where that sort of new economy comes in, because you just seen like 5 rounds and lost in a row for Liquid. They win 1, and generally in the old economy you would be reset back to nothing, but Liquid only set 1 peg down, and so they instantly get the money back.
Exactly right. So we'll see. Nap is going to see if he finds anyone lurking through main. Not going to be the case.
Naf trying to get lucky. Nothing. Oh, input. I didn't mean that. Pun not intended.
You sure about that?
Yeah. I mean, if it would have been smart if it was intended, but luckily I'm not that smart. So we'll see if they can start to make their way through towards Secret. It's going to be Team Liquid crossing their way through down towards the Secret stairs. Still over a minute left to play with, but Team Liquid, they have changed the pace slightly in the last couple of rounds. They've gone a bit faster. And Jax is here. He's got assistance from a ramp as well. So this is not going to be easy for Team Liquid.
Not at all. G2 on foot. Fully aware of what's going on. What they don't know about is Nav. He's on a bit of an excursion out in the yard, heading over towards Hell. And if he can actually wrap around the entirety of ramp now, then that could spell very quick disaster for G2. All that finding the timing, though. He wants to be a bit of a late lurk. Oh, bad miss. Twist makes up for it, and Naf does find Kenny.
That's so unfortunate. G2 had a great hold inside the B-bomb site, you know, a great potential to shut Liquid down, but they find the kills, they clear it methodically, and so G2 left here with 2 players into the 2v5. So Amanek and Lucky, probably not much expected from in this one. So Liquid will reach map and tournament point.
And they will. Let's see how many G2 players can actually stay alive doing so, or going into the second round. Last round. Lucky's at least going to stay alive, but that does give away his position. Fights off a Liege as well, and might actually be safe for now. Tucks himself into a corner. There are 2 Liquid members chasing him pretty quickly here. And hello? All right, well, they didn't check, I guess, straight ahead of where they were looking initially. Lucky escapes with 4 kills to his name, so it becomes an expensive affair for Liquid, but in the end, they do manage to grab that final and important round to set them up for map point. Not only that, match point, tournament point, Cologne point.
Yeah. That's all they want here at this point. That spot at ESL ONE Colonge. And a pause coming in because at this point, it could be anyone calling this pause. You know, G2, they realize, okay, no more mistakes. It has to be flawless. Or Liquid, they want to make sure they're all on the same page. I think that both teams will welcome this pause, that's for sure.
And definitely a fair few things to think over. Let's see, though. Liquid been very adamant about keeping a high tempo here on the T side, and it hasn't necessarily been the most successful up to this point. But if it's what they've practiced, it's kind of what they have to preach as well. Not going to get that much farther where there's completely improvised strats for the better part of the half, and you stand a better chance of just going with what you know, even if G2 seemingly have a pretty decent idea as to what they want to do. Another pause is coming in, so yeah, there's definitely something that they want to talk over. Okay, apparently it's Stewie.
Yeah.
It's having a little bit of an FPS issue.
Might need a game restart or PC restart, but
yeah. So that's one of the FPS issues though, where you drop to, what was it, like 11 FPS or something special, where it would be fixed by an alt tabbing.
Yeah.
Like, all that kind of stuff. So many like weird things, weird parts and issues, I guess, with Counter-Strike that is so easily fixed for some reason.
Yeah, it's like when your resolution doesn't, like when you're in a game and the textures don't load on the server or
yeah,
something, and you just tab out and tab back in, or change the resolution and change it back
like,
again.
Hey, it works.
And yeah, but these are things that have been problems since the beginning, and they have still not been fixed. It's unbelievable.
Maybe it's because the solution is so easy.
Yes.
So, like, for the people at home, if you only have to tab in and out, do we really need to fix it?
I think, we just become lazy in life, so we just kind of want everything to be easy, right? You don't want to have to do any extra effort whatsoever.
Well, if we can have a quality of life change, we want it,
yeah.
to put it that way. Because it's just human nature. Eventually
we'll end up, ever seen the film WALL-E?
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah, that's eventually what humans will end up like.
It's good to know you have a positive outlook on where humanity's going.
I mean, if you can grow pizza, that's all that...
that would actually be the dream.
Yeah.
The absolute dream. Well, let's see, though. Hopefully Stewie's issue isn't too overbearing. It'd be nice if it was just a case of alt tabbing or, as you said, a quick game restart to get him back to where he needs to be.
Well, he is they are in ESL Pro League finals in Montpellier.
That's true. Would assume they're using their practice PCs.
So they'll probably have help as well if it's anything that's a little bit.
Yeah, that is actually pretty incredible. And this goes for a lot of Counter-Strike players, at least at the pro level. Not that great with PCs for how much time they spend on it.
Yeah.
Very good at ruining stuff.
Yeah.
Messing up settings, doing something wrong with Windows, like basically making sure stuff doesn't work, and there's no like feasible explanation as to why they've made it, all go haywire, and they have no idea how to fix it.
Yeah, and so you'll see like admins just plugging their earphones in or something. It's like you put it in the wrong slot.
Yeah, it has happened. So
it's like, oh,
yeah,
yeah. Well, I guess they're putting all their time into perfecting Counter-Strike. That they don't really have time to learn new things, right?
That is true. You can only master so many things, I suppose. Well, Team Liquid right now, look at the fix Stewie's FPS problems. That's why we're currently paused. Seems like we're back into it again. 15 seconds left on freeze time in what could potentially be the last round of the GG.Bet Cologne Invitational.
Well, at least G2 have had a little bit of an extended break to try and talk over things while Liquid were frantically trying to get Stewie's FPS back to normal.
Oh, yeah.
So they might have a plan. We started talking about how they started to look a little bit shaky, but maybe
love a good plan.
This is it, yeah.
We'll see, though, if it's going to work out. Liquid once again. Opening squeaky, Molotoving main, business as usual. Stewie hanging out by a red. He's going to wait for nades from his teammates to complete the wall of smokes. There we go.
Ah, so this is how you do it. G2, yeah. You have to throw the smokes. And there's the pick from Shox onto Nitro. At least he picks that one off. That's the advantage there for G2.
His bomb dropped as well. He's going to get another opportunity at it. Instead, it's going to be Kenny to join in on the fun. He finds Snap over towards ramp. So, man advantage already, pretty heavily in favor of G2. And kind of stuck behind a smoke in lower as well. Jack's ready to receive. Ooh. Oh, well, all he gets is a lead bullet to the face.
Yeah, very quick from Stewie there. Man advantage is on the CT side. Kenny's rotated in. Missed shot, though. Surely he doesn't miss twice, but they've rotated away. They don't even want to give him that opportunity. And so they'll stay on. They could go back up towards the vent, but Stewie's locking that off. They'll still want to commit in towards B. Twist goes in towards the smoke, tries to get across safely, and good stuff. He's got the bomb planted. Liquid just need to hold on.
I say just hold on. It is still one player extra on the side of G2, and they do have utility to boot. Everyone coming through ramp, actually.
Well, good kill from Amanek. Lucky able to get Twist as well. It's all onto Elige. A 1v4 with the time ticking. Can he make it happen for Liquid? Can he single-handedly bring them to Cologne here in this run? He starts to spam away. The defuse is coming through, and it happens. Unfortunately, Elige cannot get it done in the time frame needed. He'll get 2 kills, but Kenny S finishes him off. So G2 stay alive on life support, and Team Liquid, you know, their money, it's good enough for a buy, but again,
is it the buy you want, though? I feel like if you're Liquid, you do the same thing and not necessarily buy up here. You can do a minor investment, get a couple of pistols, perhaps. Elige actually in a state where you could potentially buy an AK, but I think you're better off just buying a pistol, potentially forcing an AK at a later stage. He's actually going to go with it now, though. We'll see, though. Last hero AK purchase Elige had didn't seem too inspired. His Team Liquid running into 4 different directions and dying separately. Wow. Still, though, all within reason, I suppose. Have enough money to buy up going into the next round anyway.
Yeah, you might as well give yourself a chance to be potent in this one at least. Give yourself a chance to even maybe pick it up. This would be a heartbreaking way to lose, though, if you're G2 going up against a buy like this.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't necessarily the best of buys that brought Liquid into the finals either versus Force. In fact, it was an eco, so here we go. That hero AK didn't get to do a whole lot.
Yeah, it's kind of like the like a parody superhero film where the superhero just dies straight away.
Doesn't really do a whole lot. Maybe Naf can do one better. We'll see again. Smokes go down out towards yard. This time they're going to make it through the first gap at least before the smoke fades. So no real opportunity for Shocks or Kenny or anyone else to grab an easy kill. They do make it down. Stewie currently posted up in towards Squeaky. Be that late lurk. Try to catch off rotations.
Well, Shocks have rotated over towards the stairs here, just beside the single door. He's going to fall back inside of the B-bomb site, realizes multiple players from Liquid coming towards his position and just wants to stay alive, wants it delay. Although Nitro will take him away with a Tech 9. Jax able to pick up Twist, but it's still a chance here for Liquid. They've got the bomb planted. Naf on an AK, Stewie on an AUG, and this is kind of reminiscent of what we've seen on Inferno. They got them here to the final. Kenny S will land his shot, but it's not the kill. Liquid holding on as Naf doing some damage here. He will pick up the headshot onto Lucky, and this is looking good, but Jax has come in, swept up Naf, so it's all under Nitro and Stewie. So low, both of them. All they need to do is hold on, though. Easier said than done as they tap the bomb. They line up for Stewie, and there it is. Liquid will be at Cologne. They get the win under their belt, 16-12 here on the final map of the grand final, and Liquid will be at Cologne. That's exactly what we predicted.
It is what we predicted, and it was what everyone was hoping for, I think. Yeah. Well, a majority was hoping for. Having the Cologne tournament go off without the #1 ranked team in the world would feel a little bit off. Yeah. But, you know, it's not completely a breeze by for Liquid by any means. They do have to run through a gauntlet to get there. Yeah. But they do, so well-deserved. Hats off, tip of the hat and all that kind of stuff. They do get that out of the way before they have to refocus on Pro League finals. So they have to feel pretty happy about this, how this day panned out.
Exactly. I think Team Liquid will probably have a newfound respect as well for some of the teams to have to go through these qualifiers all the time. Yes. It's like, is this hard? Like, there's so many teams that can just pull it off.
I think an invitational in Europe is very different from an invitational in North America, to put it that way. Yeah. When you have teams like Force, for instance, you know, barely top 30, still just raking down top teams in best-of-3 series, and even bringing Liquid to the brink, it does kind of put a bit of a sweat on your eyebrow.
Yeah, indeed. Well, that was a great grand final. I mean, G2 had signs of life, but couldn't quite get it done. Liquid will be at ESL ONE Colonge, and that is it here at the GG.Bet Cologne Invitational. Thank you very much to our sponsors, GG.Bet, and of course, csgo.net for making this possible. And thank you very much to Vendetta for joining me. It's been a great one day here I've had. It's been fun. It's been fun. We had some great games and some great moments. So thank you very much for watching, and we hope to see you next time.